Welcome back. Now in this video I want to be talking about the connection to the higher purpose. And if you remember, and I hope you do because I hope you've jotted it down, that's the fifth step of the alchemy of life process on how to find your real purpose in life, and that is connecting it to a higher purpose. Now we've said there's the primary purpose and there is the secondary purpose. And what do I mean now by the higher purpose? The higher purpose is a more true and pure expression of your secondary purpose. Let me repeat that. The higher purpose is a more true expression of your secondary purpose. Your first purpose is to be aligned with life, and the secondary purpose is your expression towards life. But here's the thing to understand. Most of the things we do because we try to fill ourselves up, some emotional wound. I'll give you an example. For me, as an example, I like to give talks, I like to give speeches, I like to be on stage, I love to conduct seminars, and I just crave this attention. Now, originally, it was all about filling myself up, tell me that you like me, tell me that I'm seen, tell me that I'm okay, tell me that I'm a good teacher, tell me that I'm important. Now, if you feel then through the fears that are behind that, what happens if I don't get that? If I'm truly alone, if nobody approves of me, if I don't have any friends, if nobody likes me, all the things that are on the other side of what I'm actually crave, then when these are felt through, the emotional pressure, so to speak, of making it goes away. And then a very curious thing happens. The motivation to do the things that you like, especially like in my example of speaking to people, conducting seminars and all that, it remains, but now from a different place. It's now not anymore filling myself up to a lesser extent. I believe it can go away, but I'm not at this stage right now, I have to say honestly, but it has gone way down and way less, and now it's more about sharing what I've learned, sharing what I have instead of trying to fill with what I feel I don't have. This is the shift. When the emotions of the fear of the opposite side of what you actually dream your dream life to be, when those are felt through and when those fears are faced and the anger and all those negative emotions that are stuck in our system that give rise to the motivation to actually be this great motivational speaker that everybody likes and approves of, out of this inferiority feeling of actually being small, being tiny, being not heard, not seen, fearing that nobody likes you, so you overcompensate that by having like thousands of people in the seminar room all cheering, woohoo, and you feel like, now, okay, I don't need to be fearful of nobody liking me because you see thousands of people. But in feeling this through, that it actually, you can stand that. You won't explode if you feel that nobody likes you. Life goes on. And facing those fears actually makes you more relaxed in this process, so you don't need thousands of people to approve of you. And what's funny then, it actually happens then, that you get more approval because you're independent of that. And everybody likes to be around people who don't need us for some reason. Do you see that? So here's what I mean by all that, connecting to the higher purpose. We said, first of all, transforming the energy of our emotional wounds. And everybody has those emotional wounds. Some people go more into child care or like child rearing or like health care because they have this complex of like wanting to help others in order to kind of make them feel guilty, so they have kind of power over the other person, because like if I do something for the others, now they owe me something, and now I feel like I'm totally loved and safe because other people owe me something. I can, so to speak, ask for positive emotions anytime I want to because I've given so much. This is also an emotional wound, and there we need to feel like what's happening if I'm selfish, the fear of the own selfishness, because this would prevent me from actually helping people, which I believe is my strategy of making them guilty, making them feel guilty, so they need to give to me because I've given so much up front as a compulsion, so to speak. And you don't actually want to get anything back because then you lose your power over the other person. Do you see that? That's a very common A very common confusion. So when those emotional wounds are being felt, then it gets less and less a compulsion. So your secondary purpose is an expression of what you feel inspired to, rather than what you feel like you need to be doing, that you feel compelled in the sense of compulsion to do. So transforming the energy of the emotional wound, and that our actions come from a different place. It's not only anymore from like filling me up, get me this love and attention, but like sharing what I have. I am love and I share my attention with you instead of craving that you give the attention to me. And that all shifts with feeling through the emotions, what you actually want to overcompensate with your behavior. Because whatever you choose as your secondary purpose, not chances are, it is so that it comes out of your emotional wounds. Everything that you want, whether you want to become a teacher, speaking to people, whether you want to be in caring for people, whether you want to be academically successful and dominate other people, so to speak, in like mind games, and like being right and being more sharp than the other person, whatever that is that you want to, it comes from your emotional wounds. And we need to address those and feel those through. And this is the final and most crucial point to understand if you really want to find your purpose. And this goes way deep, way more deep than just the method of the alchemy of life process that we will be talking about in the second module. This is a way of life, inquiring about your wounds, like learning about your own patterns and feeling them through. You see, the remedy is always feeling those things. It's not altering yourself, engineering a different behavior. It's always feeling through those things. So the course of action stays the same in your higher purpose. You do not need to be fearful. It always will be, your essence to care for others, or for me, kind of talk to people and do seminars and speak, or, to academically read and learn, study. You see, that will always be part of your essence, but now you're not doing it from a place of lack, of I need this, otherwise something bad will happen. You do it out of inspiration, out of I have so much to share, please feel my love, please let me tell you what I know, please, in a very kind way, because you do it out of a sharing mode instead of trying to fill me up mode. So this is crucial to understand for the higher purpose. Then the higher purpose is a different motive. This is what it is, connected to service to others instead of self-serving behavior. So that's it. With this being said, let us jump right into the next video.